Hello everyone. We have a game with the black pieces against Numbers McGee. He's rated 1802, but provisionally. That means he's on his way up. So he might be much stronger. But let's hit him with the Philidor and see what happens. Joined 1 hour ago. Are we facing Stockfish? Let's find out. Yeah, it normally takes this long to make your move. Okay, bishop out, hanging the pawn. We take it. What does Stockfish have cooked up? Bishop sack. We take it. We retreat the knight. You don't get the piece back. That guy's on his way up past 1800. Are you kidding me? Hello, everyone. We have a game with the white pieces against KT 2025, rated 1832. Yeah, 1832. Strong player. We're going to try the bishop's opening against them, see what they do. They copy us. When they copy us, we have this special move. Queen g4. Attacks this pawn, causes problems for him immediately. That's why you shouldn't copy your opponents. It's lame. Shows you're not creative, therefore not clever or brilliant. Therefore, you're dumb. Don't do it. Now he's wondering what to do that I attacked his pawn. So he goes queen f6, and this attacks this pawn. It looks quite deadly, right? But are we afraid? No. We're going to let him take that pawn. We're going to provoke him. We're going to play knight d5. We have one move. It's forced. Now his queen is here. But how does he stop this? How does he stop this? And he never has this. So it's only move 6 against an 1800 in the bishop's opening. And he's lost. Black is lost. He probably thinks he was doing well because look at this. Now my king can't castle. He's in my position. Isn't white lost here? No, black is lost here. And it's just a tactical line that you either know ahead of time or you go down here like black with no knowledge. You try to figure it out, over the board, and it doesn't work, and then you lose the game. So he develops a knight. This hits the knight and the queen. So that's interesting. What do we want to do? Well, there is this pawn. Quite appetizing. I like that. If you take the knight, there's no point to anything you're doing. If you take this and he goes over, your queen's still hanging, so let's take this pawn. Now we're hitting the rook and the knight. So on rook over, we win a piece. He can then take here, right? But then this is checkmate, maybe. Close to it. Not sure. Maybe you play something like here. Okay, so he moves the rook over. This looks so wrong for so many reasons. Okay, so now this has coordination, so there's got to be something here. So if we take the knight with the knight, that's a check and threatens to win the game. Wait, and then you just take the rook? Wait, so knight takes knight. He has to sack the queen. We don't have to take it. We can take the rook. He has to go here, but then we have no more pieces. So let's just take the queen. And now we're up a full queen. That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, he's completely lost. He still wants to play. He goes here, which opens his bishop and attacks ours, but we can just take it for free and go here, and we're not falling for any type of checkmate. You always have to look for your opponent's dumb ideas. And there we go. That's what I like to see. If we go over this game super quickly, we have the bishop's opening. Now, this is the start of the bishop's opening. Now, if they bring their bishop out and copy you immediately, then we can play the Lewis Gambit and go for d4. So that's one thing they can fall into if they copy you. But if they bring out the knight first, you bring out the knight, and then they copy you, well, now d4 is not a thing because it's hanging with the knight, which prevents all of our ideas and complications. So we no longer have that, but we do have this move because the bishop undefends that square. And it's already super tactical, and if you don't know this is black, you're going to mess up. Like the best move is king f8, but nobody wants to play that. They play things like queen f6 in the game, which is terrible. They play g6, which doesn't work. And they usually don't play king f8. And then if they do play king f8, big deal. Um, they can't castle, and then you can at least play that position. But they still have to find that to even get to that position, right? So they do a more natural thing, and it's already +1. And that's only +1 if black plays perfectly. But I know this is good for white. He doesn't. So I immediately jump my knight in to the center, creating threats, provoking this. He takes it because he thinks it's good, but it's not good because your queen actually is potentially trapped in some of these lines, where it ends up being trapped here with d3 followed by c3. But that's not the line we went down. Instead, we went down this line. And this is hanging. Again, best move, king f8, but most players won't play that because it feels weird. So instead, he develops the knight, and it immediately soars to +3.5. We take the pawn, creating unstoppable threats, and then he blunders even further, +8, because now we can just take the knight. Maybe he was calculating what I was calculating, queen takes knight, but then when you realize just take with the knight, that's that. So that was a good game. Don't copy your opponent, and if you do get to this position, play king f8, right? Because in that position, my queen is in contact with this tactic. So now I have to spend a turn moving my queen. So you can do something like queen f3 even, and say, hey, checkmate in 1 again. Of course, he's going to defend it. And you can just play a game from here with pretty active position. You put the knight here to stop him from kicking your queen around and from threatening this because you'll just take it. And he can't castle. Are you winning? No, not if he plays perfect, but you'd still much rather be white here. At least you should. And again, that's only if they find king f8 and also play well after that. So this was a perfect game because I know the line. It's opening theory. I know it. Knowing your openings is good, especially if they're tactical. Bishop's opening has tactical variations the way I play it. And it's very much like the Philidor in the sense that we're playing 1800s who think that, oh, doubled pawns are bad, or so like in the Philidor, or moving the king, losing castling is bad. So they go for stuff like that, even though it's really good. Similarly here, I'm provoking him to take this because if you don't know anything about this, it looks like white's losing. He just collapses and he has to move the king. But in reality, white's better. So I play these openings that make my opponent think they're better when in reality they're not. So really good stuff. It's definitely going to work until you get to titled players, because only titled players will have put in the time to know anything about any of this. So something to keep in mind. You can try the bishop's opening, or the Vienna, or anything different where you try to push your f pawn. Submit your rapid games in my Discord. I'd like to review them for you if you're serious about improving. Good luck in your chess. Goodbye.